Hello, McKinley Bears, and welcome to Kmbn 7.0. Now, I'm actually switching the numbering a little bit, which I should have done at the beginning. I'm not quite sure why I did it 1.0, 2.0. What it should have been was 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and so on. So this would actually be episode 1.7, so that when we start KMBN up at the beginning of the new school year, it will start with KMBN 2.1, because it would be the first episode and the second year that we are doing our KMBN broadcasts. So now for this last broadcast, we're going to start with our Trivia to Know. The last question that we had for Trivia to Know was, what year was the current McKinley School buildings built? So this McKinley School building, the main part anyway, was built in about 1938, because my understanding is that the old brick schoolhouse that was here, school building that was here, had to be torn down because it just wasn't safe anymore. And so then they had to build the new buildings. So that is the answer to our Trivia to Know. So now we're going on to our character count section, because remember that McKinley Bears are trustworthy, respectful, show responsibility, are fair and caring, and exemplify great citizenship. Now, a moment with Mrs. Kavanaugh.
Hi, McKinley Bears. It's Mrs. Kavanaugh again with another weekly challenge. This is our final week of distance learning, and I just want to say that you have done an amazing job. So for this week's challenge, what I would like you to do is to celebrate something that you have gotten better at this year. That's what school's all about, is learning. And I know that you have probably learned a lot of things over the course of the year. What is something that you're proud of, that you are now better at? That is what I am challenging you to do. And I have my friend, Speedy the Snail. Hi, Speedy. Can you say hello to the McKinley Bears? Oh, he's giving a Speedy wave. Friends, Speedy also got better at something this year. Speedy, can you share what you got better at? Sure, I got better at reading. It was super frustrating at the beginning of the year because, well, it was hard. But I kept practicing and I kept reading. And the more I practiced and the more I read, the better I got. Yeah, Speedy, that's great. Thanks for sharing that. You know, that's how learning goes, is sometimes it's frustrating when we're learning something new, but when we keep trying and practicing, we do grow and we do get better. That's just the way it is. So I see that you brought something else with you. You want to show us? Oh, sure. So I drew a picture of myself. Oh, yeah, look at that, Speedy. It's with me and my favorite book, because I got better at reading this year. That's a great, Speedy. Thanks for sharing that. So friends at home, for this week's challenge, if you would like to draw a picture of something that you've learned or gotten better at, that's great. You can do it any way you want. You could just think of it in your head. It's extra special if you tell somebody that you love what you've learned, because it's great to celebrate these things with people we care about. It's important to express ourselves, let them know I'm really proud of myself because I got better at reading, or maybe you got better at writing, or maybe you got better at math. Maybe you got better at taking care of your feelings. There's lots of things that you could get better at. And I know that you probably have a lot to share and to celebrate this week. So for now, I want to say goodbye, tell you to have a wonderful summer, and I can't wait to see you all next year. Bye-bye, everyone.
For our story today, I want you to think back to the very beginning of this 2019-2020 school year, because I came to all the classes and read a story called Red by Michael Hall. I thought to close up this school year, it might be a good idea to just revisit this book, and it kind of builds on what The lesson was in the book that we read last week, which was The Curvy Tree. So here is the book, Red, a Crayon's Story. He was red, but he wasn't very good at it. His mother Olive says, "Oh dear." His teacher thought he needed more practice. "I'll draw a red strawberry, then you draw a red strawberry. You can do this, really." But he couldn't really. "Like this?" he said. "Oh my, let's try again," said his teacher. His mother thought he needed to mix with other colors. "Why don't you two go out and draw a nice round orange? A really big one. A really orange one." But they made a big greenish one. His grandparents thought he wasn't warm enough. "Your class is making self-portraits for Parents' Night. Wear this warm red scarf. It's so you." But it so wasn't. Oh dear me. There's all of the colors doing nice. And there's red. Well, everyone seemed to have something to say. "Sometimes I wonder if he's really red at all." "Oh, don't be silly. It says red on his label." "He came that way from the factory. Frankly, I don't think he's very bright." "Well, I think he's lazy." "Right, he's got to press harder. Really apply himself." "Give him time. He'll catch on." "Oh, of course he will." But he didn't catch on. All of the art supplies wanted to help. The masking tape thought he was broken inside. "This will help you hold together." The scissors thought his label was too tight. "One snip should do it." I thought he wasn't sharp enough. "Stay still now." But even with all of our help and all of his hard work, he just couldn't get the hang of it. One day, he met a new friend. "Will you make a blue ocean for my boat?" "I can't. I'm red," he said. "Well, will you try?" So he did. "Thank you. It's perfect." "You're welcome. It was easy." And he didn't stop there. He made blue jeans, blue bells, a blue bird, blueberries, and a blue whale. "I'm blue," he exclaimed. He was blue, and everyone was talking. "My son is brilliant," said Olive. "Who could have known he was blue?" said Amber. Hazelnut said, "I always said he was blue." And Cocoa Bean said, "It was obvious." "His blue ocean really lifted me," said Berry. "All of his work makes me happy," said Sea Green. Brown said, "His blue strawberries are my favorites." And Apple Green remarked, "He's so intense." "I'm going to make a green lizard with him, a really big one," said Yellow. Gray said, "I hear he's working on a huge new project." "He's really reaching for the sky," said his teacher, Scarlet. And he really was. So remember, McKinley Bears, be the best that you can be for yourself. Remember all the wonderful things that you've done this school year when we were at school, in our classrooms, but also while we've been on distance learning. And we will see you at the start of the new school year for the 2020-2021 school year. And fifth graders, we wish you all the best as you move to the middle school. Thank you and have a great summer.